I don't know.
Who are we talking to?
Ourselves. Welcome back to the Mc&Marren podcast. So a little bit of change up for tonight. Originally, we were going to talk about the Shrek movie franchise. However, tragedy struck us this week. We lost Sam Neill,
a.k.a. Dr. Alan Grant.
The man of dinosaurs for all of us millennials out there. But not only was he in Jurassic Park, I mean, he was a huge part of Jurassic Park, but he was also known for his work in Merlin, The Omen, Hunt for Red October, and Thor Ragnarok, where he plays Odin in the Asgardian Players.
Yep. So he's officially part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So he's officially part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, along with his co-star from Jurassic Park, Samuel Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Who played Mr. Arthur, which led Colin...
Mr. Arnold.
Mr. Arnold. Why is Arthur? Arnold led Colin to an interesting question. But before we get into that question, I did find out today while doing my research for this episode that Sam Neill is also going to be in Godzilla vs. Kong Supernova, which is set to release next year in 2027.
So this will be his final film.
Yes, his final film will be Godzilla v Kong Supernova. Thank you. Clearly, the cats are also invested in our love and appreciation for Sam Neill.
Another film that Sam Neill did that he was fantastic in was Event Horizon.
Yep.
However, that is one you only adults should watch. That is very, very not child-friendly.
Yes. But on to the important question that Colin came up with. So, both Sam Neill and Samuel Jackson made it into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, one as an Asgardian player and one as the beloved Nick Fury.
I also just realized another member of the Jurassic Park cast made into Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum!
He is
the Grandmaster.
He's the Grandmaster, which is basically just Jeff Goldblum playing Jeff Goldblum.
Star-Lord is Raptor Lord.
And Star-Lord is... there's a lot of overlay.
There's a lot of crossover.
There is.
I don't think Sattler got in.
No.
Not yet, anyway.
She didn't, but you know what? There is time.
Yep, there's time. And I don't think the...
What about Wu? Did he show up?
No.
No.
And he is still in timeout as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry. I was so upset when the Jurassic World movies came out and we found out that Henry Wu had been working with the bad guys this whole time. Okay? I was a science major. I am a scientist. I work in the field of research. I work in science. I work in a hospital. I work around science. I am so over evil scientist character trope. Okay? Just because they get an advanced degree and possibly go to graduate school does not make us all evil.
It's the student debt.
I was going to go with it's the doctoral dissertation, but...
Could be both.
Okay, know those stuffs.
Well, think of this. Think of all the villains, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Doom.
Yep.
Didn't he give himself his doctorate?
Although, to be fair, he is the ruler of a country.
Okay,
so.
Dr. Doom, Dr. Harleen Quinzel, Dr.
Crane.
Dr. Crane.
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Yes. Okay, now think of these. Master Yoda. Master Qui-Gon.
Master Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Master Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello
they
there.
have doctors in the...
I think they do have doctors in
do.
Star Wars. My point is that getting your master's, you still stay somewhat sane. Getting your doctorate, you lose them. You lose your marbles. Anywho, but on to Colin's question.
Yes, so Colin, what was the question you proposed last night?
If the Avenger... Since Nick Fury is Arnold... If the Avengers were dinosaurs, what kind of dinosaurs would they be?
So that is going to be the question we are going to talk about tonight. So we each kind of came up with our own lists about which Avenger would be what dinosaur. So we're going to go each individual and talk about our choices and explain why.
Round robin.
So, Colin, why don't you go ahead, since you proposed a question, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Okay. Starting off with Tony Stark, he is an ankylosaur.
An ankylosaur. Defend.
When you think of the ankylosaur, you think of a walking tank. Because it's a walking tank. It is armor as an animal.
That's true.
Is
That
as
is
close
true.
as you're going to get to wearing armor all the time.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to... First off, I'm going
Also, you get Anthony Ankylosaur.
which Anthony is short, as long as Tony is short for Anthony.
Yep.
Anthony Edward Stark.
Anthony Ankylosaur Stark. Okay, I'm going to defend myself first by saying that I am not as big into dinosaurs as Colin or Justin are.
I was the dino kid of the family.
He was the dino kid of the family. I was not. But I do think that I have a good list here. But okay, going with Tony. I made Tony the T-Rex.
Okay.
Defending. Okay, first off, big ego. Second off,
Fair.
yeah, big ego. The second one is that in the very first Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic World, with the help of the Mosasaur, and just pretty much every time something in the Jurassic universe of film seemed like there was no way we could win, this is ending tragically. Who showed up and saved the day?
The T-Rex.
The T-Rex. Every time it was the T-Rex. Now sometimes the T-Rex had help, but it was the T-Rex. And in Avengers Endgame, who ultimately saved everyone?
Tony.
Tony. So he's Tony the T-Rex.
Okay.
Justin?
So, I also had a possibility for Ankylosaur, but my main one was, for Tony Stark, was going to be a Stegosaurus. Because kind of along the same lines as Ankylosaur, Stegosaurus is known for its armor plating on its back. So, and what is Tony most known for? His suits of armor. So I think that Tony Stark fits well as a Stegosaurus.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So we have a Stegosaurus, a T-Rex, and an Ankylosaurus.
All right, next up. Who Steve Rogers is going to be as a dinosaur?
So I put Captain America as either the Brachiosaurus,
Okay.
just for the nostalgia,
Okay.
just the nostalgia factor alone. But if we're gonna go with the fact that, you know, the age joke, which shows up like every other movie, I put him as the Mosasaurus.
Okay, why?
Because the Mosasaurus would have been one of the older species of dinosaurs that they had in the Jurassic Parks, because they were before the animals came onto land.
Okay. I honestly had him as T-Rex. Mostly because of everything you just said. Because it's just like...
Because ego?
No, besides the ego bit. It's like, who is always the one that saves the day? Who is always the one that we expect to save the day? Who is always there when you need it? And that is, whether it be the first Jurassic Park movie when they're being surrounded by velociraptors, who saves them? The T-Rex. In Jurassic World, who do they call upon when the Indominus Rex is fighting Blue off? The T-Rex. We need more teeth.
With the help of the Mosasaur.
Mosasaur finished the final blow, but Rexy and Blue took up most of the fight.
Okay, but the Mosasaur still helped.
Yeah, the Mosasaur still helped, but Rexy basically...
Okay,
I love how all three of us have different T-Rexes.
let me put this in Okay, T-Rex is Tony hitting the guy repeatedly. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. And the Mosasaur is that final pow!
See, I kind of pictured it as Indominus Rex. Actually, I just pictured it just now. The Indominus Rex is Tony, and Bucky and the Blue and T-Rex are Captain America and Bucky in Civil War, just beating them up. All right.
Be nice to Bucky.
Okay.
I'm not. No, I'm talking about, Blue is Bucky and Steve is Rexy, and they're beating up the Indominus Rex, aka Tony.
Okay.
But that's not my ranking. I was just making a funny.
So you put Captain America as the T-Rex.
Yes.
Okay.
Colin.
I love how all three of us have different T-Rexes.
We all have a different calling to these.
To these dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
We'll get to what my T-Rex is later. Captain America, for me, what is the one thing you think of when you think of Captain America?
Star-Spangled Man with a Plan.
I
Yeah.
was going to go with the shield.
Okay.
And what dinosaur has a shield right on its face? The Triceratops.
Okay. I thought you were going to go with the, I can't remember the name of the dinosaur, but the one that headbutts each other.
That
The
would be the Pachyosaurus.
Pachyosaur?
Pachycephal...
The Packies. Everyone calls them the Packies.
Shorter.
But it's Pachysaurus. I looked it up to spell it correctly in my notes, okay?
But anyway, the dinosaurs that headbutt each other. Anyway, but so your one would be the Triceratops?
Yep.
Okay.
The trike.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Bruce Banner or the Hulk?
Okay.
Now, I actually picked 2 dinosaurs for this because, especially in the first Avengers films, like before Endgame, Banner and Hulk are always 2 separate entities.
Okay.
Okay? So I picked, and you can assign Hulk and Banner to whichever one of these you want to, but I assigned the Dilophosaurus. Those are the ones that headbutt.
No.
No, they're not. It's the ones with venom. Never mind. Sorry, my brain is still on Pachysaurus. I traveled this weekend. Okay? I'm tired. So I have the Dilophosaurus, which is the one that shoots the
Venom.
venom
Yes.
at Nedry, and that's how we get rid of him. And then I have the Comfies, which I can't even say their name. It's
Compsognathus.
Thank you, Colin. Which are the little itty bitty ones that look harmless, but they're actually carnivores, and they're gonna pluck out your eyeballs and eat your entrails.
When it's just one of them, it's fine. 2, 3, sure, you can deal with that. A dozen or more? Now we have a problem.
Now we have a problem. So I have the little version and the big version. But which one is Banner and which one is the Hulk? I'll let you decide on that.
Okay.
I think it's kind of funny
Okay.
to think of the Hulk as a copy.
For me, the Hulk Carnotaur,
Okay.
which, for those of you who are unaware, that's the red one with the horns. Its name actually means meat bull.
If you've been to the Disney dinosaur ride before they shut it down, that was the scary dinosaur.
Yeah, they are the main threat in the dinosaur movie.
Yes.
Disney, I'm still mad.
But Carnotaurs, big and angry
Always angry.
Always angry.
and hungry.
Well, if you were okay, this is when people talk about giant animals or giant creatures, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, they're always
They
hungry."
need the protein.
They're the size of a house.
They need to eat a lot.
Their stomach is the size of 3 of the rooms in my house.
So to be fair, because they are still considered reptiles, they need to eat a big meal and then they're fine for a while.
But still.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
Banner and Hulk.
For me, I actually chose the Mosasaur for Banner and Hulk because what do we think of when we always like Hulk's a powerhouse? No one is stronger than the Hulk.
Need more teeth.
Who is the one that is like always gets the finishing blow? Who is the one that they never mess with? It's the Mosasaur because once you enter the water,
You're dead.
you're dead.
Okay, so once again, Captain America. I'm just saying, the number of times Captain America got in that final blow in the shot.
No, well, who they rely on the heavy hitter.
That's true.
So that's I think
Hulk.
I think the
Smash.
I think the Mosasaur is Hulk.
Yeah, I mean, the line isn't Cap, smash.
It's Hulk, smash.
Okay.
All right, who now? Moving on to Hawkeye.
Dilophosaurus.
I had that too,
Why?
Because it's the only one with a ranged attack.
and with a projectile attack, you have to be very accurate.
Okay. I went with Pterodon. Or
Pteranodon.
I can never say these. Pteranodon.
The flying one.
The flying one. because we don't see it utilized very often in the Jurassic franchise. But when it is, chef's kiss.
Okay.
That is true. I mean, we don't
And
really
it's the only flying, or it's like one of the few flying ones we have.
Yeah, it's like we don't really see them until maybe... They're in Jurassic Park 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
We see them in Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World. And that's about
it. But they do a lot of damage without people seeing them. And you don't see them till it's too late, which is very on brand for Hawkeye.
Although, speaking of pteranodons or whatever in Jurassic World, when the pteranodons and other flying dinosaurs are attacking the main plaza,
Jimmy Buffett.
Always gotta call at the Jimmy Buffett. He grabs his margaritas as he's running away.
Another R.I.P.
Yes.
So I think we can take a little sad thought moment and just think, Sam Neill is now in heaven, visiting all the dinosaurs with Jimmy Buffett.
Sipping on margaritas.
At Margaritaville.
Alright, who's next?
Black Widow.
Okay, Colin?
Say it on 3.
Do you have the same ones as me?
Probably.
I think we all do.
1, 2, 3.
Velociraptor. Okay. Now the question is, how many of us picked it because of the line "clever girl"?
Yep. Also,
Yeah.
or whoever pictured it as blue.
Yep.
Yep.
It's like,
I mean,
that is correct.
Yeah, because she is the strongest fighter, or hand-to-hand combat fighter anyway, and it's just like, who
deadlier when there's more than one of them, which we know about the other widows,
who is very smart,
Which would also be terrifying.
yeah.
and they're also very stealthy.
I think one of the first moments that everybody watching the first Jurassic Park movie fell in love with Sam Neill was when he goes up to that kid and he explains how the velociraptors were pack hunters and they would attack you. Now I want you to picture that same visual, but with 3 Black Widows. Yes, Freeze, that is correct.
And finally,
Thor Odinson.
he's my T-Rex.
He's your T-Rex.
Okay.
Specifically because Tyrannosaurus Rex, King.
Okay.
He's the
the only one who's a king. He is the only one
the Lizard King.
who's a king.
All right, Tori.
This is where I have I had one or the other. I couldn't pick.
Okay.
And so this is where I had the Pachyosaurus. I was reading ahead of time.
Okay.
And that was because Thor, especially in the first movies, he's always rushing in and hitting first and not asking questions. And then the other one, and I learned about this just the other day thanks to an interview I saw on TikTok with Robert Irwin.
Hey.
Yeah. The Australovenator.
Okay.
Because he's Australian.
Of course he is.
The Australovenator, which according to the interview with Rob, was supposed to be like this Velociraptor T-Rex hybrid, which sounds terrifying.
Yes.
And sorry for the background noise. Our cats have a lot of opinions on this, apparently. So he's either the headstrong Pachyosaurus or the Australovenator.
That is terrifying.
Which really, so Colin just pulled up a picture, but it really, that looks like
the
Indominus Rex.
I mean, I know in the film that they say that it's supposed to use Velociraptor DNA, but it's just like, they could have pulled off of that.
Yeah.
Actually, size-wise, this is more like the Indoraptor.
Either way, they, like, both, in the Jurassic World franchise, with the creation of the Indominus Rex, and then the Indoraptor, and they had that moment when it suddenly becomes very apparent to Owen, aka Raptor Lord's brain, what they mix the T-Rex with to get the Indominus Rex, because it makes the call that we've heard the Velociraptors do before. And I think everybody in the theater had the exact same brain bingo moment where we were all like, oh no.
Why?
This is worse than we thought.
And then, to make it even worse than that...
Then they made it more terrifying and made the Indoraptor.
Well, I was going to say, I was like, not only that, but it was talking to Owen's raptors and essentially made them turn on him.
I don't think that's what... I think he was talking to the Raptors, and the Raptors looked to Owen to be like, hey, this is what he says. Should we go with him? What do you say? And he doesn't speak Raptor.
The Raptor's like, you're very big. I was like, yeah. Who are those? It's like, those are the guys we came here with.
They're not so big.
Owen? And they start fire.
Yep.
It's like, ah!
You kill him.
All right, so who did you have for Thor?
I actually had the Brachiosaur for Thor.
Okay, why?
Well, first of all, Thor is supposed to be like very big and strong. You can't get any. Well, there's obviously sauropods that are much bigger than the Brachiosaur, but in terms of Jurassic Park movies, the Brachiosaur is more iconic. It's the tallest dinosaur that they ever see, and then also, every time it takes a step, it sounds like a roar of thunder. And what is Thor first? And what is Thor?
What are you the god of again?
You're not the god of hammers.
Were those sparkles?
Ooh, little sparkles.
Now, if I had to go with another one, I might have gone with Ankylosaur because the tail is very much like a hammer.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's what. Now, we're only at 21 minutes, so we might want to start thinking of some.
Yeah, start thinking of other people.
How about? Okay.
Well, I was just sitting here I was just here doing Jeff Goldblum from Thor Ragnarok, and then the whole sparkles, and then in Jeff Goldblum's voice, Marvel finds a way to get people into their franchise. Marvel finds a way.
Okay. Spider-Man. It's difficult because none of them climb walls.
Give me a minute.
Colin, do you have one in mind?
I do.
All right.
Well, while we're thinking, you give us yours.
Brachiosaur.
Why?
Why?
Because one, he's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And what's the one thing you think of when you see a Brachiosaur? Big, friendly. Also, he's the only one who actually has height on everybody because he's always swinging up high.
Just taking the line from the Thunderbolts, none of us can fly. We all just punch and shoot. See, also, I'm at a disadvantage because I don't know as many dinosaurs as you. Like, I can picture the kind of thing I'm thinking, but I don't really know if that's... But, nope. I don't have one. If I give the Dilophosaurus to Hulk, he's a compy.
Okay.
Little bitty bitty.
Because he's the baby.
Because he's the little one. He's the baby.
I just thought of this one, but it's just like, it can also work for another Avenger, but the Archaeopteryx.
What's the What?
The Archaeopteryx was one of the first flying dinosaurs. They're always in the trees. And like Colin said, they always have height above everybody. But this could also work for Falcon, but I have another one in mind for Falcon if we do get to him.
Could you look up for me the Ornithomimimus?
Orneo.
Then why? Because I wanted to know what
Orneo what?
Ornithomimimus.
Mythomimimus.
It's mentioned in the very first Jurassic World movie where she says you should hear a small child try to say Ornithomimimus, and no one says you should hear you try to say it.
Okay.
I would have also gone to hear two other...
So how is... This is not part of this episode, but now I have a question for the universe. So how is an Ornithomimimus different from a Gallimimus? See, I know what a Gallimimus is. I know that one.
Yeah.
Oh!
Same reason that an alligator and a crocodile are not the same creature.
Anyway. But,
Anywho.
all right,
There's enough difference between them
well,
for them to be considered.
since I mentioned it, Falcon.
Gallimimus.
Falcon actually flies.
Yeah.
So I've given one of the flying ones.
I'm just making it as a joke for on your left.
I would probably not give him Quetzalcoatlus.
No.
No.
He's not that big.
No.
Regular Pteranodon.
Yeah.
It goes.
You know who can get
Quetzalcoatlus?
that one?
Yeah.
Ant-Man, when he goes big.
Giant Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't we go Gigantosaurus?
This is just going to be pick on Tory night here at Mc&Marren Podcast and my lack of dinosaur knowledge.
Also, I had 2 other dinosaurs for Spider-Man.
Oh?
First one, Dilophosaurus, because one shoots venom, the other shoots webs.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 is technically cheating. Dimetrodon, which is not actually a dinosaur, because Spider-Man is not actually an Avenger.
You just had to be different, didn't
You
you?
just had to go there. And this actually, this having us loop in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with this sad passing of Sam Neill actually does come at another opportune moment, because recently we got some news about what we could expect in the Marvel Universe after this next movie.
So it was also reported that Marvel had cast Adam Driver to play Magneto in the latest X-Men film after Avengers Doomsday.
I could see it.
Yeah.
But that also kind of indicates that we're going to be going back in the timeline again.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
And also, we decided not to bring in the guy who was already playing younger Magneto.
Now, I just had a sad thought as I was sitting here thinking back on the parts of Sam Neill. With Sam Neill's departure, we will not see Odin again with the Ragnarok players. Or with the Asgardians. We will not see him again.
No.
What will this mean for Asgardian theater?
Well, if Thor 5 ever kicks off, we will have to see.
I mean, that's just... Have we even thought about the implications of that?
I don't think so.
I'm probably the only person who's sitting here going, he's not going to be in Asgardian theater anymore? Which is like one of the most minor roles he probably ever played.
Yeah.
Also, he, Sattler, and Malcolm were the only upside to
The third Jurassic
World movie.
It's sad to say, but it's true.
It's like, okay,
If it hadn't been for them, I wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah.
Not to diss on the new movies completely, but that one was very convoluted, and I did not appreciate the back and forth between 2 sets of main characters.
Yes. And it was very apparent that the only reason the original 3 were brought in was for nostalgia bait.
I mean, once again, I work in science, I work in research, I work in medical research actually, and they kept trying to push the narrative of using the genetic information and the blood information from these dinosaurs to come up with new pharmaceuticals and new treatments and new care. And yeah, I will say that is a valid argument. Except we've had in the Jurassic universe, cinematic universe, the Jurassic cinematic universe, everything's a cinematic universe now. But in the Jurassic cinematic universe, we have had the ability to create these dinosaurs and these creatures for 30 years now. If the pharmaceutical companies were gonna do it, they would have done it when the first Jurassic Park failed, because we know Hammond had to be scrounging for money for a while there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So that's when a pharmaceutical company would have come in and been like, hey, you cracked cloning and blood supply for things we don't have anymore in the world. Sign here, 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 and here. Thank you.
Yeah.
They would have done it 30 years ago. It wouldn't have been just as we've lost the island and just as the animals are out in the world. It wouldn't have just been like that. It would have been in development for years. And for the record, the average amount of time it takes to get a new drug approved from concept to clinical trials to approved by the FDA is roughly 15 years. So they could have done it twice.
Also, the reason, and what Tori's referring to is the latest Jurassic World movie, the Jurassic World Rebirth. Also, they decided to do it right as almost all the dinosaurs, except for on this one island, are dying.
Yeah.
Like, the last living dinosaur in civilization is on its way out, and except for this other island, of course there's always another island with another group of dinosaurs that are alive, but for the ones from the original island that have now integrated into modern human society, they're all dying.
Yeah.
Also, we watched the first Jurassic Park movie yesterday.
Yesterday in honor of Sam Neill.
Yeah.
As I'm sure,
Everybody else in the world did.
And while we were pointing problems out, we still liked the movie, but the series had problems that kept contradicting with the first movie.
Yeah, there was a lot of...
So, for example, Jurassic World, that whole series posits the problem of what if the dinosaurs get loose. We had that answered in the first one, which is the lysine contingency. If they get out, they will die because they cannot get this chemical that only we have. So...
Marvel finds a way. Life finds a way.
There's that.
Yeah. Well, so you could also make the argument, at least for the lysine contingency, because in Jurassic World, it is noted that after what happened with the first movie, so Jurassic World kind of ignores The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, which, to be fair, fair point. They weren't that great. The Lost World was good because it introduced us to Isla Sorna. Jurassic Park 3 was good because it introduced us to Spinosaurus, because that was really, really cool. And
Spinosaurus killed T-Rex, and I did not appreciate it.
Yeah, and that ringtone, if you know, you know. If you hear that ringtone, you immediately start running, because that means the Spinosaurus is right behind you and you're going to die.
Whole generation of people trauma.
So, but anyway.
You have a voicemail.
Yeah. So anyway, Jurassic World ignores those two and just goes off for the first movie. So, in the first movie, after the disaster of Isla Nublar, InGen was bought out by, I forget his name, but another big CEO guy.
Still wasn't a pharmaceutical company.
No, but you could make the argument that after he took over and essentially established the park that Hammond always wanted, he made some changes, and one of those changes could have been the removal of the lysine contingency.
Spared no expense.
Spared every expense.
Spared no expense, except for your
IT
department.
It's like also,
which is just two guys.
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
And also the issues in, InGen does not have smart people working behind it.
No, they're a military contract.
So, first off, if you had
Talking about Jurassic World or Jurassic Park?
InGen.
In which movie?
All of them.
All of them.
Okay.
There's a military aspect to it.
Okay,
yeah.
So here's a question, Tori. Let's say you had a very dangerous animal. You put a tracking device in its neck or whatever. You go into its paddock. It is gone. What do?
I go track the thing from the safety of my office. I don't open the paddock door and walk in.
He's like, hey, we have a tracking thing on this, right? Is it not hooked up to the computer over the paddock? Yeah.
There was no need for them to go inside the enclosure. And building off of that, if you believe that an asset is out of containment, which is what lingo they use, asset out of containment. If you believe that the asset is out of containment, i.e. it's outside of its barrier, don't leave the safety of the building that you're in.
It's like, good news. Or sorry, bad news and good news. The bad news is the dinosaur's out. The good news is it's not here.
The good news is there's no more plague. The bad news is there's no more London.
I am going to cut in as a zookeeper in this scenario because, well, first of all, there are so many problems with how they kept the Indominus Rex in their facility. So essentially the paddock that it's in essentially is a quarantine area, where a quarantine area is a holding area where we don't put animals out onto exhibit yet, because we need to talk about its health and make sure it doesn't have any diseases that could spread to the other animals in the exhibit that it's going to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, here's the thing. If you need to have a quarantine area for a supposed animal that you've never made before, and you're afraid of it escaping, have it on another island.
Which we know you have.
Because then, if it does escape, it's on a separate island, away from the main island, away from the crowd. Secondly, when it does break out,
which it inevitably will.
Which inevitably will, because it's Jurassic Park, and that's the only idea they can come up with.
If it's not Baroque, don't fix it.
We have 8 movies where it says it does. Anyway, so in zoos, we actually do have a protocol for when this happens. So we have either a code red or a code brown. In most zoos, code red are essentially dangerous animals out of its enclosure. So it's safe to assume an Indominus Rex would be a code red. And unfortunately, in a code red situation, if it is threatening human life, we have to put it down. Because human life is always more important than animal life. I know a lot of people might argue otherwise, but in a zoo facility where the safety of the animals and the guests are at risk, you always make sure the guests and the people are safe first. And if that were to happen in a real zoological facility, they would not have called the trank team to essentially take that thing out. They would have called in the military and shot that thing dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, it's like they're our first genetically modified hybrid. Make another one.
Yeah, why was your first genetically modified hybrid the hybrid of 2 carnivores?
Plus some other, like, okay.
Plus some other things that we don't know about.
Let's assume you're going for, you're building this thing to be
A killer. A showstopper.
Okay? The military's backing it, so it was designed to be a killer.
Yeah.
Henry.
That can explain stuff such as giving it cuttlefish DNA to turn invisible.
That's
Basically.
a terrible idea. For something that people are going to come to the park to see. Your whole thing is people come from around the world to see these creatures. You're going to give it camouflage ability.
But also, right, if you're going to just put a bunch of dinosaurs in it anyway, why not add dialogue for the venom spitting thing? Because, I mean, it's available. It's right
I'm
next
sure
door.
they're working on the next Jurassic movie now. Because they're going to be like, well, somebody's got to pick up the torch.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, nothing is sacred in Hollywood.
the other problems I can point out, like in Jurassic World 2, whatever that one was named,
Fallen Kingdom.
when they were making the we have to get all the dinosaurs safely off the island
Because of the volcano.
because the volcano was like, okay, now if the other islands didn't exist, this is an okay plot line. But a future movie does say that those other islands exist, and those other islands have dinosaurs living in nature undisturbed. So this is not really so much of a problem.
Yeah. Also, going back to the hybrid thing for a minute, Jurassic World Rebirth, we are introduced to the D-Rex. To be honest, I don't remember what the D actually stands for. However, and I could be wrong.
Letdown?
Because
Because it was built up so big.
and then we only saw it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
However, there was also a plot line,
Distortus Rex.
Distortus Rex, which, to be honest, looks more like a giant rancor than anything else. But also, I could be wrong, but
Deformed or distorted.
Um,
D-Rex.
a plot line for why it was called the D-Rex was because they were essentially going to make dragons. It was supposed to breathe fire. They did not use that ability at all.
No, and I remember that being, like, talked about or,
Yeah.
like, kind of played up in the trailers.
Yeah.
But alas, we did not. All right.
Also, the intro scene to Rebirth, it is more played up than anything Final Destination has ever done.
Yep.
A singular
Hershey bar.
candy wrapper. And everyone dies.
There is no food or drink allowed inside the lab.
Yes.
For reasons. This is usually not the reason that we would have anticipated, but there's a reason.
But it's like, if you have a vacuum seal that can be taken out by a single candy wrapper, was the seal even that powerful to begin with?
It was the air intake flow that got backed up, not the vacuum seal.
Anyway, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say we should probably start wrapping this up.
Okay.
Yeah, but...
So, once again, Sam Neill, thank you for all the amazing movies you gave us. You know, creepy Damien in The Omen, Merlin. You played your own version of Odin.
Yeah.
The Hunt for Red October. There's so many. And there's so many that I saw. I was reading the list and I didn't realize he was in. And then, you know, brief times that he was in TV, i.e. the Peaky Blinders.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great villain in the Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. He's a good bad guy.
He's a good bad guy, but he's a great good guy.
Yep.
So you will be missed.
Yeah.
And thank you for introducing an entire generation and more into loving dinosaurs, because if it wasn't for you, we probably would not have all been obsessed with dinosaurs.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam. Thanks for all the memories.
You will be missed.
All right.
So on that note, we are going to say goodnight and join us next week for our review of the Shrek franchise.
We'll get there.
Bye!
Bye.